WHSnet is designed to be a 24/7 due diligence PA for officers, on call to bring critical information and compliance tools to their fingertips. Its 5 arms are geared to help officers take the reasonable steps they're required to take in exercising due diligence to make sure their organisation complies with its overarching duty to ensure work health and safety so far as is reasonably practicable. First, WHSnet helps officers acquire and keep up-to-date knowledge of WHS matters, assembling current acts, regulations, codes and prescribed standards in one portal, organised by work type and jurisdiction, so officers can look up legal requirements and guidelines that apply to the work being undertaken. Integrating all jurisdictions' safety alerts in one reference centre, organised by hazard type and by jurisdiction, so officers can identify emerging issues relevant to their organisation's operations. Summarising prosecutions by cause, jurisdiction and liability level, so officers can note and direct action to avoid making the same serious and costly compliance mistakes. Linking through one gateway to Australian and international regulators' online publication, social media and contact pages, so officers can refer to the most reliable and current WHS management resources available. Allowing officers to set up tailored email alerts so they can keep up to date with WHS matters relevant to their operations. Second, WHSnet helps officers understand their organisation's operating hazards and risks with an operating hazard check and response planning tool in the officer's toolbox, via access to regulations, applicable codes and standards to known hazard and risk information, and highlighting emerging hazards and risks in safety alerts and prosecutions. Third, WHSnet helps officers identify and plan appropriate WHS resources and processes with a Resources and Processes Planning tool in the officer's toolbox, identifying legal requirements via the legislation portal, noting relevant critical issues and process gaps from safety alerts and prosecutions, and referring to the recommendations of regulators via the Regulators Gateway. Fourth, WHSnet helps officers establish and track the implementation of appropriate incident, hazard and risk response processes, helping determine via the Regulators Gateway, legislation portal, safety alerts and prosecutions what is reasonably practicable, identifying what's known about particular hazards and risks, and what's available and suitable to eliminate or control those risks, and providing a safety response register in the officer's toolbox to enable response procedures to be recorded, tracked, analysed and improved. Fifth, WHSnet helps officers establish and measure the implementation of compliance processes, enabling identification of potential compliance gaps with reference to applicable legislation and case law, and providing a compliance gap check and corrective action planner in the officer's toolbox to help identify and correct compliance gaps. And sixth, WHSnet helps officers verify that the resources and processes of due diligence are being implemented, providing capacity for recording and thereby verifying due diligence resource and process plans and their implementation using the action planning tools in the officer's toolbox. WHSnet, a 24/7 due diligence PA for officers.